Balaam was a prophet who tried to curse the people of Israel, but eventually failed. He is known especially for the episode in which God has opened the mouth of his mule, and she spoke. The story of Balaam is recorded in the book of Numbers. But he is also mentioned in other Old Testament books, such as Deuteronomy, Joshua, Nehemiah, and Micah. In the New Testament, Balaam is also quoted, but always negatively. Balaam was the son of Beor and lived in a Petor, who was by the Euphrates River. It is difficult to know the correct location of this region. Some scholars believe she might be close to Aran, the same region where Patriarch Abraham also lived. Balaam appears in the biblical narrative in a context in which the Israelites were getting important victories. They had defeated the Amorites and conquered all the land of Aram. At that moment, they had positioned themselves north of Moab's territory. When the Moabites saw that the people of Israel were numerous and victorious, they were terrified. Then Balak, king of Moab, went to look for Balaam, a man known for being a seer. The Moabites made an alliance with the Midianites to oppose Israel. Then Balak sent messengers to Balaam to ask him for help. Balak wanted Balaam to curse the Israelis. Balaam seemed to be a renowned prophet, for in Numbers chapter 22, verse 6, Balak says about him, Balaam then asked for a night to consult the Lord. That night God told him not to curse Israel because they are blessed people. Balak's messengers communicated to him the Balaam refusal, but Balak decided to send other messengers promising great rewards for Balaam to curse the Israelites. Once again, Balaam asked the messengers to wait for a night for him to seek the message of the Lord. Then God authorized him to accompany the Moabites, but on the condition that he would say only what he would have to say. For the morning, got up, prepared his mule, and left with the Moab messengers. But Balaam's heart was perverse before God, that is, he left with intentions that displeased the Lord. Then the angel of the Lord placed himself on his way to prevent him. The prophet Balaam could not see the angel of the standing still on the way, but his mule saw and refused to continue. Enraged by the behavior of the mule, the prophet Balaam beaten her 3 times. That's when God made the mule speak. As soon as the mule spoke, God also opened the eyes of Balaam, and he could see the angel of the Lord with his sword in his hand. The angel of the Lord rebuked Balaam and allowed him to continue. But once again he urged him to speak only what the Lord commanded him to say. When Balaam met with Balak, he warned him that he could only say what the Lord put in his mouth. Then he was taken by Balak to curse Israel, but 3 times, instead of a curse, Balaam had to give blessings from the Lord over the Israelites. In the first prophecy, Balaam stated that he could not curse those whom God had not cursed. In the second prophecy, he stated that God was beside the Israelites, giving them the victory over the Moabites. In the third prophecy, the prophet Balaam spoke about the blessings God had planned for Israel. He also stressed that it would be damn anyone who rose for the purpose of cursing that people. In the fourth prophecy, he prophesied about the coming of a great conqueror who would come in the future and would overwhelm the Moabites and Edomites. This prophecy was fulfilled in David and also pointed to the even greater achievements of the Messiah, of which David's reign only prefigured. Then Balaam also prophesied the fall of other nations. After prophesying over Israel, Balaam said goodbye to Balak and returned to his land. But then he appears pilgrimage between the Midianites. It was then that he advised them to betray the people of Israel to the pagan worship of Baal Peor and prostitute themselves. Before the sin of the people, God poured his judgment, and the sinners were eliminated from the congregation of Israel. God also commanded Moses to afflict the Midianites because of the evento. At the time, Balaam was killed along with the Midianites' kings. As we wrap up another insightful session at Path of Faith, we encourage you to be part of our community by commenting, liking, sharing, and subscribing. Together, let's spread the light of faith far and wide.